Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right.
sir. Yeah.
So everyone open JIRA too. Yesterday we tried to understand actions. Okay, so today we'll be having end-to-end role-based training. So very first activity, what happens in a typical project? We'll discuss import afternoon. First we'll complete role-based training, then import, admin, all these things after 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Okay, so yes, Chandrasekhar, it will be uploaded by Monday, I think, Monday evening. So one person from my team has to go to studio and has to sit with editor. Right, sir. So very first activity, whenever you join any company, there will be KT documents. KT stands for knowledge transition. KT stands for knowledge transition. So, Ramakant Reddy, see, I can show you burn down chart and burn up chart in this session, but what is burn down chart, what is burn up chart will not be covered in this session. Okay, so very first one, anyone, developer, tester, anyone joins a company, first you need training, right? Project training is required. So to give you project training, there are some kind of a project documents like PPTs, Word documents, any project information, Excel. So like so in our project, all KT documents, KT stands for knowledge transition. In our project, all KT documents, KT stands for knowledge transition, training materials, project documents, either it is Excel, PPT, any Word document, all these things we are maintaining in a tool called Confluence. So whenever you join a company, anyone, even project manager joins the project also, a new company also, training has to be given. So training documents has to be placed in like a tool called Confluence. Confluence is a place, it's from Atlassian, it is integrated with JIRA, and Confluence main purpose is sharing of documents in Excel, PPT, Word documents, or any files. It is almost similar to Google Drive. So why you are using Google Drive in your personal life? To share documents, to create documents, to create Excel sheets. to create PPTs. Okay, all these things. Similarly, in project documentation, oldest style was we used to maintain one network drive, a common drive for all the project team members. Via that, in that drive, in that folder, we used to open the project documents. In that folder, we used to open the project documents. That is the oldest style. So now, so project documents are maintained in like, so Confluence kind of a tool. So Confluence kind of tool. Okay, SharePoint is alternative to Confluence. So initially, when in my career, the first project sharing tool which I used was Lotus Notes from IBM. Lotus Notes from IBM. This is the tool I used in 2005-6. Then I have used SharePoint. Then I have used many projects, 5 to 10 years, I used SharePoint. Slowly now companies are maintaining Confluence. So alternative to like the Confluence is Lotus Notes, SharePoint, Lotus Notes, SharePoint, Confluence. These all are the file sharing tools. These all are the file sharing tools. Okay. So in our project, so which is we are using for the project KT documents, Confluence. For example, business analyst, project manager, developers, everyone in the project, if they want to share any document or knowledge with other team members, they create those documents in a tool called Confluence. They create in a tool called Confluence. Okay, so let me show you Confluence. Once you log into JIRA, left side, you can click here. So can you see third option called Confluence? Or can you see Confluence? Everyone click on this left side grid symbol. This left side grid symbol. So please click here. So please click here. This left side grid symbol. Please click here. Confluence. Confluence. Left side grid symbol. So everyone, can you see Confluence, sir? So please click on Confluence. Everyone switch to Confluence. This is the Confluence home page. You can see instead of JIRA, you can see Confluence. Again, if you want to switch back to JIRA, click here. Okay, so you can switch to JIRA. So if you want to switch back, so now you can see here JIRA software. If you want to switch to Confluence, click here. So you can click Confluence. So once you are in Confluence space, okay, please focus here, Varuni. Once you are in Confluence space, here you see in Confluence, project is called Spaces. In Confluence, project is called Spaces. Already I created 2 spaces or 2 projects. You can create, if you want, one more space. Space is nothing but project. While creating a project space, it is asking you, is it blank space, knowledge base, team space, documentation space, or software project space? Right, sir? So it is asking you multiple options: team space, software project space. So which one you want, you can select based on that. Like, so generally you can select like, blank space. It's just a typical Google Drive, sir. Very typical Google Drive for project. So here, like, you select the, so project name. So write the project name. Okay, so just you are creating a project in Confluence. You are creating a project in Confluence. Right? So this is your project. So this you can see under the spaces. So this you can see under the spaces. So under spaces you can see. Okay, so this is your project folder in Confluence. Now in project folder, for example, so I wanted to create some project procedure document or project architecture document or project testing process document, project deployment process document, project agile process document. So how to create a new document in Confluence tool. Again, you can see create button. So again, you can see create button. Okay, so here you can see like project agile process document. So document creation in Confluence, you can just publish this document. So project agile process document. Sir, this is the document just name I created. So click on edit button. Click on edit button. So you can type whatever you want. So in agile process document, sprint planning process, daily scrum meeting process, sprint review meeting process, sprint retrospective process. So sprint retrospective process. So all these are the agile process documents. Just like a document, how a document can be created in Confluence tool. How a document can be created in a Confluence tool. Again, I repeat, then you can practice. Just click on create button. Just click on create button. Okay, so here, so testing process document, AKT document, testing process document. Okay, just you click on publish. Just you click on publish. This is the document you can see left side, and this is the edit symbol. Can you see? This is the edit symbol. And once you click on the edit symbol, so you can write so test plan procedure, types of testing. So types of testing in this project, test plan procedure, test scenarios and test cases procedure. Defect management procedure. So defect. So this is how a new document can be created and edited in Confluence tool. Okay. So first to do this practice. Start. Who got the access? Start creating it. Who has failed to get the access?
Secure mail.
So who are expecting access from Sai Teja? Who is accessing I have something Sai Teja? So that please check your emails. You might have got email from Confluence. Atlassian. So just today we started. First in the project you joined. For you, they have to give training, right? So those documents will be in Confluence tool. You are a new joiner to this project. First, this company has to give you training. So in the process of giving the training, they share you Confluence pages only. So I'm showing you how to create a Confluence document. And if you want to do research on Confluence, more knowledge on Confluence, here this help file, can you see question mark? So this help file is a Confluence guide, but that level of knowledge is not required. It is typically a document sharing tool in our usage. Sir, online students, if anyone is facing difficulty to access Confluence, please let me know. Please open Confluence tool. Once again, I show you. Sir, now I am creating a development guidelines. One more document I am creating. Development guidelines. Once you give title of the document, just publish. So now you can see this space. Click on the edit button. So click on the edit button. Whenever you publish, it will be saved. And this button is for edit. This button is for edit. On left side, you can see this button is for edit. So now in Confluence, we will try to understand one more feature. So everyone edit any document, I wanted to create a document with a table. You created a plain text. I wanted to insert a table. For example, so here, if you want to insert a table, can you see this table option? Just click on edit option. Sir, see, open the document, click on edit icon. Now this document is in edit mode. In the edit mode, okay, so click insert the table. You will get table like this. Just you click this, insert the table. Just you click this, insert the table. Sir, can you see insert the table? Okay, for example, you wanted to, sometimes while creating a document, we need to present in table format. Let us say resource name, task assigned, date. Sometimes we need to present some data in table format. Everything you may not write in Excel. Sorry, everything you may not write in blank page. So everything you may not write in blank page. So you may need table format. Sir, everything you may not write in text format. You need some table format. So how to insert table into your Confluence page? This is the option. Can you see this option?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. For example, now I wanted to add more rows. So if you go to any row, can you see plus symbol? Just move your cursor to the row position, row starting position, any row starting position. You can see plus symbol, sir. Just click on the plus symbol. You can add any rows. If you move the cursor to column, if you want to add new column, can you see column starting position also plus symbol? So you can add any plus symbol. You can add columns. Right, sir? So while presenting, for example, sometimes you join with 4+, 5+ in your company, they may ask you to create some training document for juniors in Confluence. So you should be comfortable to work with Confluence. So in Confluence, how to create a document with plain text and with a table. So with plain text and with table. So how to create a document with plain text and a table. In table, how to delete columns. For example, okay, if you don't want to this column, but somehow you created, just select that column, highlight that column. There is an into mark, you can remove. For example, if you don't want this row, highlight that row. Just highlight that row. Can you see this into mark? So if you highlight this row, into mark, highlight this row, into mark, highlight this row. If you highlight, then only. If you select this completely, just click on the starting position, then only. So remove add the column. Okay, how to remove the column? See, select this here, just click on this. Then you see this into mark. How to add column plus how to remove column into. Sir, hope you understand how to create a table in Confluence. For example, when I was working as a Scrum Master, every sprint starting, I need to submit capacity planning document. In the capacity planning document, I need to submit how much time in this sprint every team members are working. So there I need to create a table with resource details. So I need a table. So if you want to create a document with the table we are discussing, so create a document with the table, please. Right, sir. So hope you are able to create the a document in Confluence now. Okay, how to share this document to your colleagues? So you can have the share option. You can share this document link to your. Okay, so if you want to copy the link, for example, you are not interested to share this link, just copy the link, go to your Outlook and share this to your colleagues. Open your email. So this you share this link to your colleagues, this is the document I created, you can share. And this document access also you can restrict. These are the page level restrictions. Can you see the restriction symbol? For example, so page level restrictions also can work. When I say page level restriction, when I say page level restriction, you want to restrict this page. I think it is not accessing. It is asking us to. But this page level restriction option, only you can see, only your team can see, anyone in the project can see, or anyone in the company can see. Like that, you can have the restrictions. And this is to watch a symbol again. Yesterday we have seen right in JIRA also to get automatic updates. If anyone modify this document, you need updates. For example, in one of my project, my PMO manager has created agile process document. My PMO manager has created agile process document. When I tried to modify, he immediately called me. Why are you trying to modify this document? This is the process I defined. Any changes you want, let me know. How he knows that I'm trying to modify? He is in watch list. Right? So, this is a how to create a document. It has given some default templates to save your time. For example, you are a product owner, you are planning to conduct a sprint planning meeting. So template has given for that. So just select it. See this, sir. This is a sprint planning meeting template. Sample template they have given. Okay. So you need not to create it from scratch. The first method of creating the document, we created from scratch. We created from scratch. Here, we are not going to create from scratch. So there is an option called, so there is an option to create, to select default template. So there is an option to select default template. So what is the template, sir? Sprint planning template. Or for example, let's say you are a project manager, you want to conduct a weekly meeting notes, or capacity planning, or retrospective, or you are planning to conduct one-on-one meeting with your manager. You want to save it for future. Or some basic templates they have given. So they have given some basic templates so that so end of week status report you want to send. Sir, end of week status report you want to send. End of week status report you want to send. So end of week status report you want to send. So like this, you can select a template. So there is no rule that you need to select here. You can create your own template. That is the first method. Or if any existing template is suitable to you, for example, one-on-one meeting, let's say you want to write some kind of a status meeting. So like this, Like this, they have given so very good templates. So whenever you get some time, you can explore those templates. Those may be useful for you. Okay. So like in Office, whenever you want to create a document with the Confluence template also possible. No need to create everything from blank page. So how to do that? Just you need to select the the template, right? And publish as usual, same process. Later you can edit. You have chosen the template. Later you can edit. How to edit? Same process. Here you can edit. For example, you don't like this column. Select this, remove this. You want to change this to some other name. So this template is also editable. Only difference is in first method, you created a document from scratch. In this method, you are selecting a template. Any confusion, sir? It's clear. So please practice both the methods, creating a document from scratch, creating a document with a template. Sir, everyone, sprint planning, please create blank document, edit. Create a template, edit. So in Office, every day, at least once you are opening Confluence, because sometimes client want to share any document, client may put it in Confluence and client give URL of that page in email. By default, you will get Confluence with JIRA. Both are Atlassian apps only. Okay, third method of creating the document. Now click on create. Again, click on create. This time we import a document. So second option, you created the template. Third option, we import a document. So click on import, sir. Click on import. So already you created a document in local folder. So import Word document, import Google document from Google Drive, import one document from OneDrive. For example, if you select import Word document, so it is showing you my desktop.
Sir,
You can
one
select.
question.
You can
Sir,
select.
where we are having the option of import, sir.
We don't have an option.
Hello, sir. One question, sir.
Wait.
Okay.
Sir, see, this is the document which I imported. Whatever the data is in local machine, copy it to here. So and publish. Third method is you can import the document. In the import document, how to import the document? Once again, repeat, click on create. So can you see import option? This import, right? Sir, one more option I'm going to show you. With that, Confluence will be over. More than that is not required. Create, edit, share. Right, sir? So one more option. Now click on create. One more option, click on create. Go to templates, choose file list. Actually, when I started working with Confluence, these many features were not there. I used to depend more on file list option. So, but now this became, I think, not required kind of option. But just I'm showing you file list. Select file list. Search for file list in templates. Search for file list under templates. Can you see file list? Select it. So just I am giving some name. Sir, file list option, I'll show you publish. File list option, publish. Browse for files. Can you see an option called browse for files? After publishing. Once you publish, there is in the file list, there you can see browse for files. Here you can attach multiple documents. Sir, here you can attach multiple documents. So as I said, now this option is not that much required because for every page you can attach multiple documents now. So you can have browse for files, multiple documents can be attached like this. Yeah, in one folder, yeah, if you want to create a welcome kit where you have multiple documents. Menu for JIRA. This is a JIRA menu. Where with any project you open, you can see this menu. So this is project level menu. You are under e-commerce project. These are the project level menu options. What are the project level menu options, sir? Backlog, active sprints, reports, issues, components. Okay. So the first step in any agile project, we need to have requirements in backlog folder. This roadmap option is for product owner in the project. You want to create quarterly roadmap, quarterly planning, monthly planning. This is a roadmap is for quarterly and monthly planning of your project. That is done by product manager, product owner. So rarely you open this roadmap option in real time until unless if you are a scrum master kind of a person, you may open roadmap option. Otherwise that is not required. So backlog option. So backlog is a requirement folder in agile projects. Backlog is a requirement folder in agile projects. So in backlog folder, so requirements will be given. In backlog folder, requirements will be given. So in backlog folder, so requirements can be created. First high level requirements will be created. Those high level requirements are called epics. So let us start creating the epic. Can you see first epic section here? Can you see left side epics? Or here also click on create button is one method. Here just go to epics. Can you see epics? Can you see click on create epic hyperlink? If you click on that hyperlink or if you click here, both will open same page, sir. It's a one page only. See, now you obviously know how to create because create option already we practiced yesterday. So epic 1. So high level requirement is created in JIRA tool. So create epic. First backlog management. Backlog is a requirement folder. Backlog is a requirement folder. Here you see epic 1, epic 2. Sir, create option already we practiced yesterday. How to create epic, sir? Just here click on create. So high level project requirements are called epics. Those are created in the backlog folder. So once you go to create option, epics will be created. Okay, epic further breakdown to user story. Epic further breakdown to user story. So how to create story also you have seen. So just I am creating a story 1. Okay, I am not going to teach what is epic, what is story, that is agile class, sir. I am not going to the functional part of agile. Because I can't complete JIRA if I start teaching again agile. That is the reason I am not touching agile. So last weekend we conducted agile workshop. This weekend JIRA workshop. Of course, so JIRA, JIRA can be used for any project. We are discussing how JIRA can be used for agile projects. In agile, requirements are given in the form of backlog folder. So backlog folder contains epics and stories. Epics and stories. So story 1, only thing I wanted to show you here. So this story related to which epic? Can you see epic link field? Can you see epic link field? So this story related to which epic? Okay, select epic link. So one epic may contain multiple stories. What is the statement, sir? Epic is a high level requirement which can be further break down to multiple stories. So epic is a high level requirement which can be break down to multiple stories. Epic is a high level requirement which can be break down to multiple stories. So this epic, how it is epic and story cards must be linked, right? So while you are creating a story, there is an option called, there is a field called epic link field. There is a field called epic link field, create. Right, sir? So if product owner creates or business analyst create epics and stories, that is your backlog folder. Right? So now you have a backlog. Backlog is nothing but you have requirements. So what happens in typical agile projects, sir? So first we start sprint one. First we start sprint one. So concept is here. Just a high level concept to recollect. For example, this is your product backlog folder. So this is your product backlog folder. In product backlog folder, you have like no user stories, user story one, nothing but requirement one. User story two, nothing but requirement two. Like this, you have n number of user stories. You have n number of user stories. This is your backlog folder. And sprint is nothing but 2 weeks time box is called sprint. 2 weeks, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, week 1, Saturday, Sunday holidays, again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 2 weeks time box is called, this is Monday 1, Monday, Monday 1, Tuesday 1, Wednesday 1, Thursday 1, Friday 1, Monday 2, Tuesday 2, Wednesday 2, Thursday 2, Friday 2. So this 2 weeks time box is a sprint. Sprint is nothing but a 2 weeks time box. So we have in our team, so this is the sprint. We are in sprint 1. We are in sprint 1. We are in sprint 1. In sprint 1, we have 2 weeks time. Who is working in this project? For example, we are planning to develop a web application for, so some like no, we want to build a e-commerce web application. Recently, we got one project for our IT company. One guy he's a property manager. He want to build like a similar application like 99acres.com kind of thing. So he has given requirements also. Like you want a mobile app where user can search properties, but he has some customized. He don't want to give it to public. He want to give it to only for few of his customers. Like that, he has given requirement. For example, so those requirements are given here. So we hired one team like no. So he is my product owner. So sprint 1. So he is my product owner. And I have Scrum Master. And I have my team, like this is entirely team only, one team only. So in my team, I have 3 developers. They want to build Android app. And I have 2 testers to test this app. And I have one DevOps engineer to deploy this app. This is my simple team. Or I need one more UI guy, UI developer designer. So UI developer designer, 3 Android developers, 2 testers, 1 DevOps engineer. This is my Scrum team. This is my agile team. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 2, 7 plus 2. This is my typical agile team. 7 plus 2 members we have in this team. So these people, 2 weeks they are working to convert some most important features into working software. End of the first sprint. So can we convert all the requirements into working software in 2 weeks? No. No, right? So then we are planning to work on only minimally viable product. We are going to work on only minimally viable product. Only we are planning to convert basic features into working software. We are planning to convert basic features into working software. So in sprint 1, how many story cards from product backlog can be converted to working software? That is the question. Right, sir? So for example, here you have n number, but everything we may not convert because we have limited team members and limited time, 2 weeks time, 7 members. They can't convert every requirement to entire mobile app will not be ready. Only some important app will be basic features will be ready that we call minimally viable product, MVP. So this minimally viable to build minimally viable to build a app property management app with minimally viable features. Right, sir? So before starting of the sprint, every team must participate in day 1 or prior to day 1 sprint 1 planning meeting. The team has to participate sprint 1 planning meeting. The objective of sprint 1 planning meeting is to identify sprint 1 backlog. What is the objective, sir? To identify sprint 1 backlog. To identify sprint 1 backlog. So now in JIRA, first of all, you have the product backlog. In the backlog page, there is an option to create sprint. So this option also, everyone will not having create sprint option, sir, because unnecessarily people will create duplicate sprints. So when I was working as a scrum master, I asked my admin, boss, create sprint option, give it to me only. If you are giving it to everyone, they are creating their own sprint names and it's unnecessarily confusing in the project. Okay, so just I am deleting the sprints which already created. Okay, so can you see create sprint button enabled in blue color? So creating the sprint. So you can edit the sprint. So it's a 2 weeks sprint. When is the sprint start date and when is the sprint end date? What is the sprint goal? In this sprint, what we are trying to achieve? To build minimally viable product for property management app. So to build minimally viable product for property management app. Okay, sir. To build, okay, so this is the sprint start date and end date. Now, so sprint planning meeting is started. Team selects sprint backlog. So whatever the team committed or selected, okay, so those story cards will be moved to sprint 1 backlog. From product backlog, those cards will be moved to sprint 1 backlog. How to move that? Just a drag and drop. Just a simple drag and drop, sir. So move story cards from product backlog folder to sprint backlog folder. It's a drag and drop. Of course, I have moved test cases here, but so story cards or anything like no, this is how you generally move. But I have moved these are test cases. I don't think there are stories. I'll create stories. Okay, I'll do a new project. Okay. Sir, I am creating story card 1, story 1. Sir, every story, it must be assigned with story points. Story points indicates complexity of the story. Team will select complexity, and every story contains, for example, this is a story, right? So story is just a functionality, and story contain implementation details, subtasks. UI development is one task, testing is one task. So all these things, team will identify what tasks are required for this story, and it will be created as a subtask. And story level, story points will be assigned. Story points will be assigned. So now you see backlog folder. In backlog folder, how many stories you have? One story. Okay. And how many tasks it has? 3. And you know what is the complexity of the story? 13 story points. What is the complexity of the story? 13 story points. Clear, sir? So second, just like this, story cards will be added. Story 2. So this story, how to create the tasks? So this story only require database development, data loading, testing, deployment. So all these are the tasks required. And the story complexity also assigned, selected by the team in the form of story points. For example, the team selected 22, which is very complex. So story cards, story points will be assigned. This is just a backlog. Like this, your backlog contains n number of story cards. How to create subtask? This is a subtask symbol. So UI development, web services they want, testing, deployment, and story points can be given. It's a very easy story. 3 complexity is given. Like this is your backlog. Story point is. Yeah. So product backlog, sir. Like this product, I mean, requirements are given in the product backlog folder. So it is created as a subtask. It is also easy story. Like this, your product backlog contains story cards. Your product backlog contains story cards. Right, sir? So this is a product backlog folder which contains story cards and it has story points. So it has story points, right, sir? So now sprint 1. So sprint 1 start date, it's a 2 weeks sprint. 2 weeks sprint. So to build property management app. To build property management app with Android MVP basic features. Right, sir. So team participate in sprint 1 planning meeting. Team participate in sprint 1 planning meeting. So to come up with the sprint 1 backlog. So team discuss, team select sprint 1 backlog. Sir, let's say team decided we can do only these 3 story cards. And what is these 3 story cards sum, sir? Story points sum 38. Okay, these are story points. Sum of the story points is called velocity. So this 38 is the velocity. So based on the previous experience, team agreed that we will deliver only these 3 story cards because these 3 story cards velocity is 38. In our previous sprint, we delivered around 38 points work to client. If it is first sprint, we go with the trial and error. If already we have minimum 2-3 sprints experience, how many points we work we delivered in last sprint, those many points work we will so select plan in the next sprint. So let's say it is a very first sprint. We want to go with the trial and error. We are not having any base measurement. Okay, so just we randomly selected 38 points work. So how many story cards we selected? 3. How many points work we selected? 38. That 38 is called planned velocity of the sprint. That is called planned velocity of the sprint. Team agreed. It's a team selection. No one orders them. Team agreed to deliver 38 points work. Start sprint. So estimate depends upon multiple parameters. For example, any team member resigned, then estimate definitely you have to reduce. You have more holidays in that sprint. That estimation has to be reduced. So it's a 2-week sprint we are starting. So sprint planning is done. Sprint 1 planning is done. Now we entered into this box. Sprint 1 started. So to start sprint 1, what we need? Sprint 1 backlog. To get sprint 1 backlog, what we need? Sprint planning meeting. Right, sir? Now you got sprint 1 backlog. Sprint officially started now. So in sprint, what happens? How every day we need JIRA, I'll be teaching you after the break. Just we started the sprint. So Monday to Friday, again Monday to Friday. Sprint is 2 weeks. Monday to Friday, Monday to Friday. These 2 weeks, day by day, developers what they do with JIRA, testers what they do. In sprint, what are the team activities, how and why they want JIRA, I'll be showing you. Post break, go to 15-20 minutes break. So next class will be 12:20 to 1:30. So 12:20 to, right, sir? Am I audible, sir, online?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So next scenario. So day 1 of the sprint, what exactly? Right, sir. Now, once the sprint is started, exactly day 1 of the sprint, what happens, sir?
Task will be assigned and we need to be work on the task.
The sprint planning meeting itself, tasks are assigned.
Yeah.
No. Initially, the planning has to be done.
Sir, all-
We have to get the confirmation from.
So once sprint backlog is assigned, okay, once a sprint backlog is assigned, day 1, what is the developer job? What is the tester job? What is the admin job? So developer, tester, admin. So the developer job is developer. Okay, so developer start. Sir, Vamsi Krishna, please be on mute.
Yes.
Developer start analysis of story cards. Tester also analysis of story cards. Logically, day one, Monday, day one, everyone, developer, tester, admin, first they need to understand this sprint backlog. Okay, so what are the story cards assigned to each tester? What are the story cards assigned to each developer? What are the story cards assigned to each admin? Analysis of the story cards. So day one, developer analysis of the story card, tester analysis of the story card. First 1 hour, understand what is the story card. You have any clarifications required, any queries. It is nothing but in books, it is called as a requirement analysis. What is the first activity in every sprint, sir? Developer, tester, admin, everyone will be doing requirement understanding, requirement analysis, requirement clarification, static testing, verification, all are same. Requirement understanding, requirement clarification, requirement verification, requirement review, requirement inspection, requirement understanding. And so get clarified. Like, if you have any queries, clarify those queries with the business analyst immediately, developer immediately, product owner immediately. That is the first task in any project. So you are the developer, you are the tester. So what you have to do? So open the story card which is assigned to you. This now, for example, let's say for suppose this story assigned to me for testing. So then what I have to do are for development. So first I need to start reading the description of the story, understanding acceptance criteria of the story. Based on that, either you are a developer or you are a tester. If you understand the story, then change it to in progress or open state or in progress state. Or if you have any queries, go to comment section, write your query. Provide more details about story. So how to write comment, you know, right? You can send email, you ping in Slack or write comments, any work you can do. Right, sir? So story analysis, you are a developer. Sprint 1 started, you are a developer, you are a tester. What you have to do? Story analysis. So how you present, for example, you clearly understand the requirement, you started the work, then that reflects in your status of the story. That reflects in your status of the story. For example, you are working in a testing task. Let's say you are working in, let me select property project, right? Okay, for example, PM5 story card assigned to you. This testing task is assigned to you. Open this testing task. You are the tester, for example. So this testing task is assigned to you. Assignee is your name. So this is your name. This testing task, this is the story ID. This is the subtask ID. This task, you are the tester. So what you have to do? This task you change to in progress. What this indicates? Testing started. Right, sir? So if it is in to-do status means what is indicates we have not started. Why? You can write a comment. Unable to understand the requirement. Requirement. Screenshot is missing. So I can't start writing that. So it's a blocker to start writing test cases. Contacted dev team, UI developer, but no response. If no response today also, it may be risk in the project. Today also, I may not complete this testing. Like this, what you want to convey, you can write in comment section. Clear, sir? So how you indicate your task progress, because So you change the testing. Let's say you got a reply. So then you can change it to in progress. Testing in progress is a task you are working. For example, so this is the story, and database developer also. Okay, database developer started working on it. So he understood the requirement. He is very clear about the requirement. Day one, he started working, creating a structure for the table, creating a storage procedure, or like whatever the database definition he started creating. Then he will change it to in progress. So you can write a comment. Started creating database structure. So started creating database structure. So started creating database structure. Right, sir? So how can you track every day your sprint backlog progress? Sprint backlog is collection of stories. Each story contains subtask. So we track the progress based on the subtask. We track the progress based on the subtask. So this is what happens day one. First developer, tester, database developer, UI developer, UX designer, everyone, whatever the work assigned to them, then if they understand the work, they change it to in progress. Their task means subtask, sir. Please don't confuse. Whenever, see, in my total experience in Agile, never I used this task option. But JIRA can be used in multiple places. So sometimes they use tasks also. So to avoid confusion between task and subtask, so they have intentionally avoided task convention in JIRA. Means every story break down to subtask. Actually, if the theoretical bookish statement is story breakdown to tasks. That is the statement. But in JIRA, they found a confusion between task and subtask. Task means project manager assigns some work to you. That is a task. Okay. So there was a conflict in the convention of task and subtask. What JIRA decided? They decided not to use task for story. So story breakdown to subtask. Story breakdown to subtask. Normal bookish statement is story breakdown to tasks. In JIRA, story breakdown to subtask. Right, sir. So first thing, so Monday we started the sprint. What you have to do? Start working on subtasks assigned to you for that particular story. For that particular story. Okay. So once you started working on subtask for that particular story, and if you have any queries and all, so definitely you will be writing like comments. And you are changing the status. You are changing the status here. For example, you blocked. Okay, you can highlight that you are blocked kind of thing. Okay, so and every day your status. So till now in the planning stage of project, you are in backlog option. Once the sprint started, you will see everyday progress in second option. What is this? What is this option name? Active sprints. This is called storyboard. What is this, sir? This is called storyboard. Right, sir? So this storyboard, currently you are in the sprint 1, right? So this storyboard, so this is the story workflow in progress, to do, in progress, done. So these are the stories, sir. These are the stories. So you can see arrow mark. If you click here, these are the subtasks. Everyone open the storyboard. Everyone move to storyboard. Sir, everyone open the storyboard. What is storyboard? This is called storyboard options. Third option. In the project menu, you have roadmap, backlog, active sprints, reports. So what is this option? Active sprints option is called storyboard. So in the storyboard, you can see current in sprint 1 story records, which status they are. All these are in to-do status. So whenever you, for example, team started, let's say everyone started working on this story. All the tasks are in progress. Then automatically the story will be moved to in progress. So story status you can see with subtasks only. So this story, all the like no, this story, all the like no tasks are in progress. So once all the tasks are in progress, even you can change the status to in progress. Right, sir? So what is the story status? PM5 story status. Please look at the board. PM5 story status. How you know? Here you see in progress. Can you see in progress? See, its related tasks are already in progress. So this is the storyboard. How you move cards in the storyboard? Simply drag and drop. That is one method. Alternative method is if you open this, change status to in progress. Even you can change status here, or if you drag and drop automatically. See this, if you open this to do. If you change it to done, it's moved to here. Now you change it to this status. What is the status? To do. Right, sir? How to change status of a task in storyboard? Simply drag and drop. Sir, storyboard. See this, please see. Storyboard can be customized, sir. The storyboard can be customized. How the storyboard can be customized? Can you see? So board settings, but this option is actually disabled to you if you are a tester or a developer. So this board customization option is enabled to admins. Okay, so board customization options are enabled to admins. So this storyboard customization also will do post lunch. Admin level activities post lunch or last session will discuss because that is lowest priority to you. So you can see storyboard, sir. So in office, storyboard is very, very important. Whenever you complete, let's say this guy completed testing, immediately you move it to done status. So if see one important activity for every team member in the project, whenever you complete your task, please ensure you are updating that task in the storyboard correctly. For example, you completed, but you forget to move it to move it to done from in progress state. You completed, but you forget to move it. In the daily scrum meeting, your scrum master or every team member will ask you a question. So you are telling it is completed, but it is not yet completed as per the JIRA. So who will say, let's say you are the tester, you are the developer, you completed the work. Scrum master or other project manager or team lead will not move, like no, they will not update JIRA. Your work you have to update in JIRA. Right, sir? So one important activity, whenever you complete the work, so you created the code, you maintained that GitHub version, code review done, unit testing done. So code development is done. So your task is done. But see, now can you tell, see, database development is done. So testing is done. Can we tell the story testing, the story, can I mark this PM5 story as a completed story? Can we mark the story 5 as a completed story? No.
No, one is in progress.
To mark story 5 as a completed story, there is a criteria called definition of done criteria in every agile project. If your story completed as per definition of done criteria, then only the story will be marked as a done story in the JIRA tool. Right, sir? So what is the definition of done criteria? It's a checklist. The team and client agreed to call a story as a completed story. Right, sir? So in the definition of done criteria, First checklist, first point in checklist. All the tasks should be in done state. What is the first point? All the tasks in done state. Right, sir? So if you tell testing completed, but still the story is not completed, story will be considered as a pending work only. Right, sir? So, so just try to understand, try to play with the storyboard. Sir, in project, you are mainly dealing with the two options. One is backlog option. Backlog is for planning, means creating a story, updating the story, linking the story with Epic, creating the subtask, giving the story points, moving story from backlog to sprint. All these things we work in backlog folder. And so just like, here we update your progress. See, tester is doing work in testing folder. Developer is doing work in dev environment. But here just it's a progress indicator. So you are not doing testing in JIRA tool, but you have to ensure, like you are doing testing in Selenium tool. You are doing testing in ETL platform like Teradata or whatever it is. But once the testing is done, update the testing status in the JIRA tool. Update your development status in the JIRA tool. So hope you understand backlog and active sprints. What is the work in backlog? Creating Epic, creating story, linking Epic with story, assigning story points to story, creating subtask to story, creating a sprint, moving stories from product backlog to sprint backlog. All these things happens in the backlog folder. So in active sprint folder, it is a storyboard. It reflects story status and task status to everyone. In Agile, if you are preparing Agile methodology, Scrum framework, they will tell one point, sir, transparency is important. So what is your board? How many team members are working? How many tasks are there? How many stories are there? What is the current status of it? It should be transparent, visible to everyone in the team. Where you can see that storyboard. Storyboard in JIRA tool. Where you can see that storyboard in JIRA tool. Sir, any confusion on storyboard? Storyboard customization, I am not discussing now. We have 1 hour session on only admin settings, which is least priority to you. So what happens in backlog option? What happens in active sprints option? Please write few points. So what activities happens in backlog folder? Right? Few activities. What happens in backlog folder of JIRA tool? What activities happens in active sprints? What activities happens in active sprints? So please write the points. I'll ask you randomly question. Please write the points. In JIRA tool, what happens in backlog folder? In JIRA tool, what happens in active sprints folder? So these two folders I'm asking. Roadmap anyway, mainly product owner will deal. But these two you are working in the project. So please write the points. I'll randomly ask you. So 2-3 minutes time I'm giving. Please randomly ask your. I'll ask you randomly what you understand about these two folders. Right, sir. So can I ask questions?
Yeah,
What is in backlog folder? Creating epics, creating user stories, creating subtasks, Assigning story points, moving story from product backlog to sprint backlog, adding comments, creating sprint, all these things you can do. So what happens in active sprint folder, sir? We can view progress of the story
Status of the story.
task wise. Task is nothing but subtask only. Please don't confuse. Task means subtask only. Okay, so move task or story from to do to in progress. See, different companies use different workflow. Every company may not use to do status. They may use from like new status, like the different JIRA workflow can be customized. Right, sir? So like this, you can so these two options were clear now. So day one, what happened? So day one, we started analyzing the story code. Team started development testing. Okay. So then, so whatever their progress, they're updating in the storyboard. So day two of the sprint or day one itself. So developer started writing the code. So day one itself, developer started writing the code. So developer started writing the code. So developer write code in Eclipse. So developer is not writing code in JIRA tool, sir. Developer write the code in Eclipse. So developer write the code in Eclipse and tester create test cases. See, developer write code in Eclipse tool and testers are creating the test cases. So testers can create test cases in JIRA, but developer can't write code in JIRA. Developer generally write code in Eclipse, but tester write the code in tester write manual test cases in JIRA tool. Again, if you are writing automation scripts, you can't write, you will go to Eclipse platform only. So Selenium or all these tools use Eclipse platform only. So developers start writing the code using Eclipse. Testers start writing the test cases in JIRA tool. You are a test engineer. How you write the test cases in JIRA tool? So to use here important point, to use JIRA as a test management tool. Like, so test management activities, to use JIRA as a test management activities. So what are the test management activities, sir? So to use JIRA as a test management activities. So what are the test management activities? So test management activities means, so to use JIRA as test management software. So test management software means creating test cases, executing test cases, capture test results, report defects, generate test reports, so creating test cases, executing test cases, capture the test results, report the defects, generate the test reports. So if you want to use JIRA as a test management software, so JIRA must be integrated with, so different options, different JIRA integrated apps are there, add-ons to JIRA. one of the option is Zephyr, or JIRA can be integrated to test rail. Like that, JIRA has integration. Zephyr is a third-party software. JIRA has a tie-up with it. Test rail is a third-party software. JIRA has a tie-up with it. Because JIRA wants, see logically what JIRA has done, I'll tell. JIRA created in a microservices architecture, which is flexible to integrate with any third-party software. That is the first JIRA success. Other companies failed in that architecture. So their beginning itself, they came up with a mindset that in software project, different add-ons are there, different integrations are there. So for development point of view, different apps can be integrated. Testing point of view, different apps can be integrated. Deployment point of view, different apps can be integrated. So this came up with a mindset like Play Store kind of a thing. So you are using Play Store. Play Store is a main app which is connected to other apps. So JIRA company, Atlassian came up with that mindset. So with this services mindset, so what JIRA, and they promoted JIRA brand like anything. They have done marketing. Now JIRA became a brand. For example, Zephyr is a company which is used for testing purpose. Now IT company mindset is changed. One, they want everything in one URL only. They don't want too many places to open. So that is the reason, right? That is the reason you have a Play Store where you can open everything there. So they started, that is the first mindset change of the IT company. Second mindset change. So they started believing JIRA than other tools because it became a brand. They have done huge digital marketing. Even now you can see JIRA ads. After these many millions of IT companies and more than 1 million projects are using JIRA, still they are doing ads. So now IT company, when you approach with, I have a Zephyr, I have a test rail, I have some other tool, they are not believing. When JIRA approaching, okay, so they are believing JIRA. So these all third-party apps became a vendors to JIRA. So you can, if you want Zephyr individually, you can use. JIRA you can use for only backlog and storyboard reports JIRA. Testing Zephyr separately we can do. This is what the old style. Now, so why JIRA became so popular? It came up with a flexible architecture to integrate JIRA with all other apps. Now what happened? All other companies build apps, and JIRA, with JIRA only they are surviving. Hope you understand, sir. Zephyr is a third-party company. Test Trail is a third-party company. So JIRA told, okay, so per user, how much you are charging? $10. So $5 to me, $5 to you. Entire maintenance work is Zephyr only. So finally, what JIRA has become, JIRA is a brand in the market. So any new person came up with new idea, you come up with new idea, you integrate with us. So now JIRA need not to come up with new idea. These people will come up with idea. This JIRA will, they have no option because so JIRA is already a working platform in many IT companies, and everyone knows it. Until unless if any other company comes with any free open source kind of thing, it is not easy to break this concept. That's why this has given huge, that's why now Microsoft came up with Azure DevOps. So all Microsoft projects they are telling, so why you are separately paying JIRA license? By default, you have already Azure license you have taken, right? Azure DevOps is also included, use it. So Azure license you have taken, right? Azure DevOps is free, use it. And second point, what they have done, so Azure DevOps, if you are using Azure platform, use everything in Azure platform so that it is easy for you to automate the process. Like planning to deployment, you easily can build a CI/CD pipeline, continuous integration, continuous delivery pipeline to deploy the code. Everything can be automated. If again your some work is in JIRA tool, still it can be automated, but you have to write some separate script for that, using shell script or VB script or Python script. or you need to use some connector. Rather than that, use everything in Azure DevOps. Don't use JIRA kind of apps. So requirements in Azure DevOps. So code in the Azure DevOps platform, testing in Azure DevOps platform, deployment in Azure DevOps pipeline. So that's how they started again dominating JIRA. So may not be dominating, but second most widely used tool, at least as per Naukri, is Azure DevOps. So as per NASCOM is not required for us. So we are here for Naukri.com. As per Naukri.com, most of the companies either asking JIRA, second place Azure DevOps. Remaining all are less than 10%. These two are itself 80% up to. And it is not practically possible to learn every tool, sir. Even I don't know many tools. For example, in my first company, I got opportunity to work in IBM Rational Tools. In the 17 years of experience, I attended so many interviews. No one asked me about at least one question on that tool. But at that time, we felt like my colleagues, and still we remember IBM Rational is a costly tool. No one is using the market. Our resume weightage will increase like anything. Sometimes in interview, more than costly tools, they ask questions on mass tools, which everyone use. And that is very complex, first of all. We know that we learnt it, we worked it, and no student asked in institute also. No interview, and that knowledge is not helped me to teach in institute. So, like you don't expect every company you are using JIRA tool. Understand the concept. Similar concept will be there. Based on that, you have to learn, because we have seen few students, sir, we got the job, sir. They given me Azure DevOps, sir. They given me some other tools, sir, and they're worrying a lot. But see, similar concept. Only thing, okay, this is the yesterday and today. This 2 days workshop you recollect, and you know what we have learned here. Try to understand in other tool by your practice. The similar pattern. There is no tool called AWS DevOps, sir. Sushma. AWS side, I think there is no popular testing tool from AWS. Azure DevOps is a tool name, ADO. AWS has not launched like that. AWS might be having a testing service, even I don't know. And that service is not popular in the market. Azure service is popular in the market because Microsoft previously also they were having a tool called TFS, Team Foundation Server. That is an old tool which has given competition to Quality Center. Team Foundation Server. Now they upgraded the tool TFS to Azure DevOps. That service they given it as a part of the Azure DevOps rather than separate testing service. What is the old version name for Azure DevOps? TFS, Team Foundation Server. It's a Microsoft tool. So Microsoft already in this business from several years. Now they upgraded to Azure DevOps.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually Azure DevOps is a management tool or testing tool, sir?
One service. Azure DevOps has so many services, sir. It has deployment services. It has CI/CD pipeline services. It has DevOps services. It has Agile services like backlog, storyboard, and it has testing services also.
Okay. Several facilities are there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Azure DevOps is not only testing tools, it has several services. One service is testing. End-to-end project management is Azure DevOps. Right, sir? So, hope you understand the concept. So, JFIR is a company which is providing testing services. So, JIRA integrated with it. So, if you integrate JIRA with JFIR, you have the full potential to end-to-end project. If you use only JFIR, JFIR is not that strong in backlog management. JFIR is not that strong in boards. JFIR is not that strong in storyboard. Like JFIR is not that strong in dashboard. Jeffrey is not that strong in reports. Okay, so Jeffrey is mainly intention testing. So if we want end-to-end project in one place, that's why Jeffrey integrated with JIRA. Jeffrey is exactly not like Confluence. Confluence is a Google Drive kind of thing, whereas Jeffrey is a testing activities. We'll be learning that now.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, let's start, Jeffrey. No, you see, if it is linked there, you can see that there is an option morning, there is a JIRA link. But see, why you want, already it is showing in JIRA, right? For example, if you added the story there via link, then you can see. Right, sir. First, Jeffrey. So, like, no, for me, it is showing Jeffrey squad. Where you can see Jeffrey squad is integrated or not. Left side, can you see Jeffrey squad and below the development module? Few people, yes, because Saitej might be added to you. Okay, you have taken quality thought JIRA access. And few people know. The people who your answer is no, I'll tell you the process now. If you are not able to see left side Jeffrey squad, I'll show you the process. Go to apps, sir. Everyone click on apps. Everyone click on apps. Sir, everyone click on apps. Can you see apps?
Yes, sir.
So here, explore more apps. In this form, explore more apps. Click on explore more apps. Click on explore more apps. Any JIRA third-party integration will be added like this. JIRA can be integrated to Slack. JIRA can be integrated to any tool like this, not only Jeffrey. Sir, here type Jeffrey, JDPHYR. Sir, why I am using Jeffrey? Because in my previous company, I worked with Jeffrey. Few people work with test trial. Never I worked with test trial. That's why I'm not teaching test trial. Few companies use Jeffrey. Few companies use test trial. But it's a similar app. Concept remains same. Sir, can you see Jeffrey scale, Jeffrey squad, Jeffrey enterprise like that? Middle one you have to select Jeffrey squad. Select this. See, for me it is showing already added because it's already added for me. Okay, so just if it is not added, what you have to do? Sir, everyone in this space? Online?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right, sir. So here, if it is not added, it will show you try free kind of a button. Click on that.
So we need to select to try it for free, right?
You need to try it free. Yes, it will be added. You will get a message saying that it will take some time. We'll notify once it is done, kind of a message you will get. And then after 1 minute, less than 1 minute, you can see added status. Any app, how JIRA third-party integrations, different, for example, JIRA and Slack also we wanted to integrate. Any integration, the same process. This option is disabled for you in real time because it is financially linked. If you add any app just like that, one your client security. Okay, so the client, so via this third party app, your client security will be gone. Second reason, it's a financially burden to your company or client. So this apps option, never I got access in my real time. So this option access is only given to JIRA admin. We discussed about Confluence, and second, we discussed about backlog folder. We discussed about active sprints. So till now, today what we covered, how to work with the Confluence tool for a documentation purpose, and how to use JIRA as a agile project management purpose, creating sprint backlog, product backlog, storyboard. Now we are going to discuss at least 1 hour how JIRA can be used as a testing tool. So that is 1 hour discussion. Testing and defects, both. Defect management is also part of testing only. Online, am I audible?
Yes, sir, we can able to hear you.
Yes.
Right. So how to use JIRA as a testing and defect management tool we'll discuss now. For example, let's say we built a website. We are planning to test that website. Let me take small example to test one flow. Okay, so we are trying to test a loan application. Okay, we are trying to test a loan application. So one flow I'll show you how JIRA can be used as a testing tool. One flow I wanted to show you. For example, let's say I'm testing adding a loan form. For example, this form I'm testing. First step, this requirement, right? This project requirement has to be given. Let us say the requirement is let us say the requirement is
Sir, your voice is not audible, sir.
but it's audible to others. Great. So first you will get a requirement. For example, as a bank manager, I can add loan. So this is a requirement. So this requirement we consider in current sprint. Okay. So this requirement, based on this requirement, as a tester, you analyze the requirement, get the requirement based clarifications, doubts, and this requirement, now I started writing the test cases. Sir, in testing, as per the process, in testing, so once you get the requirement document, so this requirement based on the complexity, test scenarios will be created. Test scenario is nothing but like high level test condition which we are planning to test. So batch 178 students will explain this. 2 weeks will discuss test plan, test scenarios, test cases, defects. 2 weeks we'll be discussing. Just today class purpose is to teach you JIRA flow only. Again, this JIRA flow you will be practicing those 2 weeks. Right? So please don't worry that I'm completing in a fast manner, because this workshop, I wanted to focus on complete end-to-end flow. So requirement will break down to test scenario. Test scenario is nothing but high-level test conditions, and each test scenario will break down to test cases. Again, one test scenario will break down to test cases. One test scenario is break down to test cases. And generally in Agile projects, as requirements are simple, no need to write test scenarios. In Agile project, user story will be given, and user story can be directly break down to. So user story can be directly written in the form of test cases. Test case 1, test case 2, test case 3. So this is written in the form of test cases. Right, sir? So how to write test cases? This is a traditional style in waterfall project. In Agile project, directly user story itself is a simple. So again, we need not write test scenario. Directly we can write test cases. Now we are writing the first test case. So in JIRA, okay, how to write the test case? Again, same old process. Go to here, select the test option. So everyone start writing the test case. So click on create button, start writing the test case. So to test loan, adding loan details. So to test adding loan details with mandatory fields. To test adding loan details with mandatory fields and valid data. This is one test case I am writing. To test adding loan details with mandatory fields and valid data. Just like adding loan details feature in the application working or not, we are writing a basic test case. So this is a summary of the test case. The difference between summary and description. In description, you can write more details. Summary is a short description. So to which requirement you are writing this test case, sir? So if you scroll down, there is a field called linked issues field. So here relates to, you select relationship and select here. So can you see PM23 is the requirement. I'm writing the test case. As a bank manager, I can add loan. That is the requirement. To this requirement, we may write multiple test cases. So one test case I am writing. While writing the test case, don't forget to link it with the requirement. Right, sir? So how to link a test case with requirement? Linked issues. Can you see linked issues? This can be a certification question. So this can be a certification question. So linked issues. Right, sir. So how to link requirement with the test case? What is the field, sir? Linked issues. Sir, in JIRA tool, how to link requirement with the test case. What is the field, sir? Linked issues. In JIRA tool, how to link test case with the defect. In JIRA tool, how to link test case with the defect. What is the option, sir? Linked issues. So linked issues is a field where you can use relates to is a relationship. Okay, so linked issues. Hope you can see linked issues are everyone. So to which requirement you are writing the test case, don't forget to link requirement with the test case ID. Right, sir? And here there is one more field, you can see fix version. This indicates in which release you are writing the test case. Because we have not created the version, now it is showing empty data. I'll show you how to create the release number also. What is the priority of the test case you can give? Okay, so like which sprint you are writing the test case, which release you are writing the test case, basic summary of the test case, description of the test case, all these things you can give. Click on give basic information. First we'll write one basic test case. Once you write the test case, so open the test case. Everyone just submit button, open the test case. Just fill basic data, submit button, open the test. Okay, so once you start writing the test case, okay, sir, this is a test case window. You have given the test case ID automatically generated by the tool. This is the test case title or summary. This is the test case description. This is to which requirement you are writing the test case. This is the status of the test case. Assignee who is going to work on it, who reported the test case, priority of the test case. So this information you can see, right? Now if you scroll down, can you see three more fields? Test step, tester data, tester result. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So for test case, we need to add test steps, tester data, tester result. I'll show you what are the test steps. But please confirm me. Sir, initially you may see screen like this. Scroll down this middle scroll bar. Scroll down. You can see here tester step, tester data, tester result. Tester step, tester data, test result. If you are not able to see, please let me know. If anyone is not able to see, please let me know. I will sort it out. Sometimes you may not able to see. Then what you have to do? Can you see just below the test case summary? What is this option? This one? Subtask. This one? Linked issues. If you link issues, just you click here, you go to linked issues field only. Can you see three square boxes here? Yeah, three square boxes. Jeffrey action, tester details, test execution. Sir, due to any reason, if you are not able to see test steps, tester data, expected result boxes for each test case, click on the middle icon, tester details icon. For example, if you click, it will be highlighted. Sometimes it will be in a minimized mode. So how to open that? Just click on this. The middle icon, if you click, cursor will directly go to that. Sometimes if you are not able to see these three boxes in test case page, don't worry. This is the procedure. So tester steps, tester data, expected result. Can I write tester steps now? Okay. Open loan module. Just I'm writing some sample steps. Loan module open. Login as branch manager. Branch manager login successful. Click on add loan. New loan window open. New loan window open. Fill all required fields to submit loan. Just I am writing a very sample test case, sir. To submit loan, what are the loan fields? Borrower, account, amount, description. Borrower, amount, account, and so on. Just I am writing. My intention is not to teach what is test case. Just a flow in JIRA. How to write a test case flow in JIRA. Description, release date, agent. Description, release date, agent. Description, release date, agent. Okay, so I mean, you can give data here. For example, borrower name. Borrower name equal to ABC. Just I am writing or Bank of India. Amount equal to 1000. Description, some ABC. Release date, some date. Like this data you can give. All the fields entered. GK, please be on mute. All the fields entered. Just you fill the data, click on this tick mark symbol. This tick mark, the step will be added. Click on submit button. Loan must be issued. Click on the submit button. Loan must be issued. So this is the test case. Any data, just write a random login page steps also you can write. Sir, we are not trying to understand what is test case. Write some steps here, that's it. Sir, now tell me what test case contains. Test case ID, title, description, to which requirement you have written the test case, test steps, test data, expected result, status of the test case, assignee, reporter, priority. Now one test case we have written. How you write a test case in JIRA tool? This is the process. So what are the best practices in
Hello,
writing
sir.
the test case? What are the best practices in writing the test case? For example, now I am going to write second test case. That is to
Hello,
test.
sir.
Wait, sir. I am going to write second test case to test adding a loan with mandatory and optional fields. For example, so instead of writing all the steps again and again, I will do clone. So right click here, clone the second test case with little difference. I'm going to write. I'm not going to type everything this time because already first steps I typed it manually. Now just you clone it. So to test loan details with the mandatory and optional fields. This is the reason the clone is given in the JIRA tool. So second test case. Wait, sir. All your doubts I'll clarify. Just observe first. Second test case. So what is the second test case? To test loan details with mandatory and optional fields. So now you do whatever the changes you want. Right, sir? So whatever the changes you want. And here, so add optional details also. For example, fill all the required fields I have written, but I wanted to add optional fields also. So I need a one more test step between 4 and 5. I need one more test step between 4 and 5. I need one more test step between 4 and 5. How to do that, sir? Sir, why I need one more step between 4 and 5? Yeah, so here, this is a cloning option. So you can click on clone. I need one more step, insert after step 4. Or you can give step number wherever you want. So steps also can be cloned. Test steps also can be cloned. So can you see, sir, this fourth row as it is copy pasted here in the fifth row. Now what I wanted to do, fill required fields anyway answered. Fill optional fields. Fill optional fields. So you can give optional field 1. Whatever the optional field 1, optional field 2, optional field 3, so all the optional fields entered. Right, sir? So, like, just I modified my first test case into second test case. This time, I want to write one more test case. That is, I wanted to test error message if I enter invalid data. Again, instead of writing everything from scratch, right click here, clone. So this time, what is the test case I want, sir? To test error message. During or adding loan details associated with adding loan details with mandatory and optional fields, but with invalid data. We enter invalid data. We see application should not give loan. We should ask for error message. Loan. Loan. You can see open cloned issues. So this is a cloned issue, sir. In the cloned issue, sir, here you have to change. Here you enter the valid data. Now you need to enter the invalid data. You need to enter invalid data here. What is the invalid data? Instead of amount, I written ABC. So release date, I written ABC. Bank name, I written 123. Okay, so given invalid data, the expected result should be error message must be displayed. The error message must be displayed. Here you see, sir, error message must be displayed. Okay, so even you can clone steps also. If you don't want this step, for example, if you don't want any step, what you can do, for example, you don't want this step, you can delete. If you want to copy this step, you can copy to next. How to copy? Clone option. How to copy test steps? Clone option. How to copy overall test case? Clone option. Here you clone. Right, sir? So just I written a simple test case. So try practicing simple test case. Write one simple test case for login page. You linked this test case with requirement ID. Okay. Now to see that whatever you linked here, it is updated in requirement traceability matrix in JIRA tool. So left side you scroll down. If you scroll down, can you see Jeffer squared? Click this. Here there is an option called traceability matrix. Can you see an option called traceability matrix? Just click on Jeffer squared. You see multiple options are there. One of the option is traceability matrix. Click on the traceability matrix.
Yes.
Okay, in traceability matrix, now you select story card. Under the requirement tab, you select story card.
We have to select the story card.
Just, can you see story?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Sir, left side, you can see all the stories now. Left side. Okay.
Yes.
See, this PM23 is a story. How many test cases we have written? 2. What are those? Just click here. Can you see those 2? How traceability matrix knows this? Because you linked it. Linked issues, you linked it. If you link there, this traceability matrix will be updated. So go and link your PAN card with Aadhaar ID, bank account with Aadhaar ID. Income tax can see this. So income tax people only update, only open traceability matrix. So Aadhaar ID, how many bank accounts? So this dashboard is mainly required for everyone in the team to see progress of the project. So now tell me how many, just you look at this page, traceability matrix. Tell me how many requirements you have here in this project.
6.
Whatever
6.
6 requirements. How many requirements are having at least one test case?
1.
1.
How many requirements are having at least one test case? 1. How many requirements are having at least one test case? 1. Right? So one requirement is having at least, see, out of 6 requirements, one requirement is having at least one test case. Now tell me, what is the percentage of test case design?
33%.
Out of 6,
20%.
20%.
Out of 6, one requirement is having test cases.
Yeah, 22%.
No, not 22.
Less than 20.
20%.
Less than 20.
20.
Between 17 to 20.
So out of 6 requirements, how many out of 6 requirements you are having? One requirement is having test case. Hope you understand this. How many requirements total we have?
6.
How many are having at least one test case?
1.
So less than 20% requirements are having test cases. Okay, so can we stop writing test cases now? Can we stop writing test cases? Can we say test case design 100%?
No.
Right. How you know that? RTM. If you have RTM, you will come to know how many Indians are having at least one bank account. How many Indians are having more than one bank account? How many Indians are having 0 bank account? To get the data, link first step number 1, every Indian should be having one unique Aadhaar ID. Step number 2, link every bank account should be linked. Then only we can pull that report. That is the country traceability matrix banking sector. Here, traceability matrix with respect to test cases and defects. Right, sir? So that's why don't forget to update test. Whenever you write a new test case, don't forget to link it with requirement ID that reflects in RTM. So hope you understand traceability matrix. So what we have done, we created a test case, we added tested details, steps, data, expected result. We have done cloning of the test case, cloning of the test steps, and we have seen we link test case ID with the requirement ID, and we have seen RTM is updated with requirement and test case connection. Okay, so now can we start executing the test case? So can we start executing the test case? Okay, so in the same Jeffrey squared page, can you see cycle summary? In the same Jeffrey squared page, can you see cycle summary?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Kiran, we'll discuss on this. Hold on your query. Can you see execution cycle summary? Sir, under planning and execution tab, can you see cycle summary? Okay, so now you are ready to execute your test cases. Means code is ready, application is ready. We wanted to see application working as per the test case or not. We wanted to see application is working as per the test case or not. So how to do this? So here everyone go there under cycle summary, create a new test cycle. So create a new test cycle. Test cycle 1.0, A, whatever, any name you give, just save it. You are creating a execution folder. You are creating execution folder. You are creating execution folder. Sir, hope you created test cycle. Sir,
Yes.
test cycle. So just create one test cycle, sir. Test cycle is nothing but execution folder. Create one test cycle. Test cycle is nothing but execution folder. Sir, hope you created test cycles. Sir,
Yes.
test cycle is nothing but a folder you are creating for execution in JIRA. Now, in the test cycle which you created, click here, add test button, add test button. Click in the action symbol, test cycle action symbol, add test button. Click in action symbol, add test button. What is the test case ID you created? Do you remember test case ID? Or just type T there, it will be automatically populated. Type some name. What is the test case ID you created? See, go here, select the test case ID you created. I created 3 test cases. These are the test case IDs I added. Okay, just type some name. You will automatically see, or just remember the test case ID. Add. Sir, I created execution folder. For that execution folder, I added test cases which I want to execute. Sir, here I'll explain the concept, sir. It's actually testing concept. Everyone, it is not required, but still the concept is, I'll tell you the concept. For example, your father has given you property. That's a land document or building document, which is registered with your name. I'll tell you the concept. This is the original property document. This is the original property document. Okay. So you are having this original property document. Now, you wanted to show this document to your lawyer or your friends or your well-wisher or to some bank officer or someone. You wanted to show this document to any person for some discussion. You want to take some advice or some kind of a thing. So initially, if you are meeting a new person, are you going to bring original document or you want to take Xerox of it? So original document safely in some place. You are taking the copy of original document. Connect copy of original. You can take copy of original. If it is a copy of original, you can write with pen, pencil, whatever you can write, you can underline, everything you can do, right? But can you do that underline with original document? Right? No. Now, how this is related to our topic? You have a test case in test case folder. This is your original test case you have written. This is in JIRA, original test case in JIRA. Now you wanted to use this test case sheet, test case for execution. to check whether it pass or fail. So what is the best method, sir? Directly overwrite the test case you written, or take a copy of the test case. So your test case in test case folder, take a copy of the test case to Xerox of the test case to execution folder, because original test case we are not going to change. Original test case Xerox we are going to take. Original test case copy we are going to take. We use it for execution several times. This is the concept. So that's why you are not directly opening the test case which you written. You are copying the test case to execution folder. So first execution requires a folder, that is test cycle folder. Because in execution, we do several rounds of execution, round 1 execution, round 2 execution, round 3 execution. So creating a folder in execution, you are copying the test case to execution folder. You are creating a folder in execution and you are copying the test case to execution folder. You are creating a folder in execution and you are copying the test case to execution folder. Hope you understand. Concept is, once again I repeat, let's say you are working in some e-commerce project. Let's assume there is no JIRA. We have only folders and Excel sheets. So here in e-commerce project, we have a test case design folder. Under test case design folder, I created test cases in Excel sheet. Let's assume there is no JIRA. So this is a test case sheet. Now you want to execute this test case. Don't open and write this. This is the original test case. So take a copy, Control C, copy of test case, create a test case execution folder. Under test execution folder, create multiple cycles. Cycle is nothing but round 1 testing. Round 1 test cycle, all are same. Round 1 cycle 1, round 2 cycle 2 and all. So here copy. This you execute, because so if it fails, you will execute one more time. But your test case, original test case is safe here. You have taken the copy, paste it in execution folder. If there is no JIRA kind of a tool, this is the concept we do. Now you have JIRA, so you are copying the test case from design to execution. How you have done that? You created a test cycle folder. Here click on add test button. Here you entered the test case ID. So this is way to copy the test case to design folder to execution folder. Even while adding the test case from design folder to execution folder, different options are given. So these options are, this is the concept. If I discuss every option, it will become a testing class. I don't want to discuss all these options at least in this session. But here, any option concept is adding test case to execution folder. The difference is here you can add one by one. Here you add at a time 20 test cases. Here you add at a time 20 test cases, 30 test cases and all. Like the different options are given. Anyway, now you have, hope everyone can see added test cases like this. Online, everyone see this page. Test case. Let's say if you have added one test case you can see in unexecuted.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, now, so it clearly indicates this is the execution status of a test case. It clearly indicates the test case is in unexecuted status. So it clearly indicates the test case is in unexecuted status. Test case is in unexecuted status. Can we start execution now? Can we start execution? We have not executed, sir. Just you copied a test case from design folder to execution folder. Now we are ready to execute. So how to execute? For example, if you want to execute PM25 test case, check this checkbox under action symbol, E button, E for execution. Wonderful. So now the test case opened in execution mode. The test case opened in execution mode. So this is the test case in execution window. It's a manual execution you are doing. JIRA is not an automatic tool, sir. JIRA is a management tool where you need to update everything manually. JIRA is not an automation tool. It's a test management tool where you are updating the things manually. It is not an automation tool. It's a manual tool which you need to execute any work manually. Right, sir? So now initially what is the status of the test case? Unexecuted. Can you see test steps here? So why you can see these are the steps I have written for this test case. So can we start execution? So open the loan module. So open the loan module. Just I'll show you. Anyway, you did not execute. Just I'll show you. Open the loan module. Then, sir, can I write pause? Are you able to see loan module? Okay. So here, I'm writing the pause. Are you gonna write actual result here? Loan login page open. And if you can attach screenshot also as a proof of execution. This application working or not, as a proof of execution, you can take snipping tool. You can take proof of execution. These screenshots you can save. So as a proof of execution, sir, you can log into JIRA and you can attach as a proof of execution, where you can attach files. Loan login page. You can attach multiple screenshots also. Sir, first step, I have executed. Loan login page is opening. I have attached the screenshot also. So I am not reporting any defect here. If it is fail, I can directly report defect also from directly from here. So login as a branch manager. So login as a branch manager. Login successful, right? So what I have to do? Pause or fail? Pause. So branch manager, actual result I am writing. Branch manager, login successful. Again, each step as a proof of execution, so that this is opening an application. We tested and this is opening as a proof of execution. You can take the screenshot. So when we trained our new joiners in project 2005-06 at that time, how to take screenshot also we used to train them. But because of WhatsApp and all, now everyone is very famous how to take the screenshots, how to put status and all. So separate training is not required. At that time, interview question in 2006 manual testing interview question. So while reporting a defect, tell me what are the important activities. Interviewer used to listen. We attach screenshot as a proof of execution. Loan home page. Sir, now second step is pause, right? Attach the screenshot as a proof of execution. Loan home page. So click on add loan button. Sir, can you see add loan button here in the loans module? Sir, can you see add loan button? Okay, add loan button. Yes, add loan button displayed, same process, sir, right? Actual result, like no screenshot you have to attach. Then fill all the required fields to give the loan. So fill all the required fields to give the loan. Sir, by giving all the required fields with a valid data, so loan ID should be generated. Loan ID should be generated. Cheers. Loan ID should be generated. So loan is generated. So then what is the total result, sir? Can I say pass? Yeah. So that's why I'm not reporting the defect, sir. So overall, if all the test steps are passed, overall test case is executed. And what is the result of the overall test case? Pass. So generally, if it is pass, you need not to take every step screenshot. Final step screenshot, the loan created. So this final screenshot is enough. Anyway, so if the step is fail, if any one step is fail, then you have to report the defect directly from here. So overall test case you executed and the result is pass. Okay, so where you can see the test case execution status is result. So this is the place execution status, or you can go to search under execution, search execution. Sir, under cycle summary here, what you have done till now, you added a test cycle. You added test cycle adding is one-time activity. Then you added a test case. Earlier it was unexecuted. Now what is the status? Pass. For example, I am executing one more test case. How to execute second test case, sir? Click on execute button. Click on execute button. For example, just imagine application is not opening. I clicked on the home page. It is not opening. So for example, it's not working. Application is not working. Just imagine application not opening. Any step is failed. Then what we have to do, sir? Report defect. Report defect. So what we have attach the screenshot and report the defect. Here can you see defect ID, sir? Here can you see defect ID? So click on create defect button. Click on create defect button. Sir, if you click on create defect button here, or here create new issue, or here create, three places you can create defect. All three leads to same place. Sorry, either you click here, or you click here, or you click here. All three leads to same place. But if you directly report here, here automatically defect ID will be updated. You need not to manually enter again. But if you click here, then you need to link defect ID with test case ID. If you click here, automatically it will be linked. Sir, to create a defect, create bug, or create a new issue, or create defect. So where it is, every test step, can you see create defect? So defect one, login is not working. So directly just you create. So defect is created. Can you see one defect? And if you want to see the defect ID, just click this. Can you, so no need to click, just go there. Click on this and just click here. Can you see defect information? Right. Now go to your project. Sir, everyone, So just you executed test case, that just one flow you executed. We written one test case, we executed one test case, we reported one defect. Even work in any complex project also same cycle will be doing. Now, sir, in left side, okay, there is an option we have to discuss. Sir, what are the main options in JIRA to left menu bar, sir? Planning, right? Overall, now, sir, left side, if you select your project, can you see how many options? Just you minimize planning. Next option, development, and third option, project pages. Fourth option, Jafire Squad. Fifth option, add shortcut. Sixth option, project settings. In real time, these project settings will be disabled to you. Okay, so now under planning tab, what are the options? Roadmap, backlog, active sprints, reports, issues, components. Under development tab, code release. Okay, so click on release option. Click on release option. So release means in any project, when we are releasing the software, release one is nothing but when you are deploying a new version, movie release, you heard it. What is movie release? On so and so date, so and so movie released into theaters. So you know movie release in IT project also, software deployment is release. Release date, with release date we create a version. With release date we create a version. For example, click on create version, blue color button. So release 1, for example, February 28 is release 1. For example, February 28 is release 1. So click on February 28 is release 1. Release version, both are same. Release date, when it is going to production, that is called release date. Sir, version 1 is created. Version 1 is created. Now you can see version number there. So when we use this version, first you create version number, I'll show you, I'll tell you how it is useful. Like this, you can every new version, one time your project manager create version number. This is generally not for your practice. This is created by project manager when it is going to production. Our Scrum Master will create this version number. Sir, can you see this version number?
Yeah.
Okay, now open any story, go to your planning tab, go to backlog, open any story or bug or anything. Just open that. Open this. Open this. Here, like you can see in more fields, right side, last option, fix version. Can you see fix version? Fix version.
Yes.
Yeah, here you
Yes.
can see release 1 February 28. What is your job? For example, the story testing is done completely. Then this is our next release. So you select that release number. What happens? Like project manager or dev manager or someone in a release manager, they pull a report from JIRA saying that how many story cards are mapped with that release version. Those code components will be deployed. For example, if you are not linked like this, if you keep it as a blank, this story is not going to production. Why it is not going to production on February 28? That is not updated with the release version. If it is updated with the release version, then only it goes to production. Sir, can you see this? Why this field is, let's say you have 20 story cards, sir. 18 completely finished. In a sprint, you have 18. 18 completely finished. 2, you have some doubt, some bugs are there. This 18 story cards code will be deployed to production February 28. So how release manager knows these cards are going to be deployed. These cards deployment means this cards code deployment. How release manager knows? Release manager goes to filter. He will simply select version number, fixed version number. Fixed version equal to release 1 February 28. This is just a search. How many are mapped now? 1. This story code will go to production on the date. Either this card from sprint 1, current sprint or past sprint, release manager is least bothered. Sometimes previous sprint we are unable to deploy. That can be added to current release. Release is different here. Simple release manager job is which card should go to production on February 28. He will write an email to all the team members. I am going to extract JIRA report on February 26, 1 day before. Whatever the cards linked to this version number on February 28 will go February 26 will go to production on February 28. Either if you have not updated or if you updated with wrong release number, those cards code will not be deployed to production. Don't blame our team for your mistake. You are answerable to your client. Our job is simply deployment. So this is very useful feature in real time. So if you update this version number, release number, then only it simplifies release management process in the project. Otherwise, we need to Scrum Master has to go to every team member. Boss, is this going to this release or next release? February 28th release date or next release date? March 15th. Everyone you have to cross check manually, and they were in some pressure. They have given some manually data, and later they tell no, by mistake I have given. It's unnecessarily mess up. So we write an email being a Scrum Master, ensure each card version number updated correctly or not. It's a team member job. Hope you understand the importance of fixed version. So this is called release number. This is called fixed version. Right, sir? Now, sir, we discussed the testing flow. Just I covered only one flow due to time constraint. In our regular testing classes, we'll discuss a number of flows. We created a test case. We updated RTM. We executed test case. We marked one test case as pass. We marked one test case as a fail. For the failed test case, we reported defect. And so once the testing is done, don't forget to update version number. Then only it goes to deployment. And if you are a Scrum Master, ensure review the data. Everyone is updated correctly, version number or not. At least check manually one-on-one. Why, take some justification. If it is not going to production, this release. Right, sir. So these are the few things we discussed. Let us try first. So 3 features are mainly pending now. One is dashboard feature. 2 is import feature. 3 is admin level changes. So in dashboard feature, first of all, what is the purpose of the dashboard feature? Why it is useful in the projects? Sir, can you see dashboard feature in JIRA main menu? What are the options in JIRA main menu, sir? Your work, projects, filter, dashboard, people, apps. In real time, people option disabled to you, admin, because only admin can add other people here. Apps option disabled to you. Only you can see 4 options. Your work you can see projects, filter, dashboard. So
Sir, having
dashboard,
one more option, plans.
one more option,
Plans.
plans.
Yes.
Okay, it's okay. So here dashboard, the class main objective is now, what is the dashboard? Dashboard is mainly used for creating reports. Creating reports. Sir, in JIRA tool, mainly 2 types of reports can be created in JIRA tool. 2 types of reports can be created in JIRA tool. One is, can you see left menu bar project level report? Can you see in left menu bar reports? So here you can create reports in left menu bar. Sir, in left menu bar, you can see variety of reports, sir. Burn down chart, burn up chart, sprint report, velocity chart, cumulative flow diagram, version report, epic report, all these things. So in real time, these many reports are not required, sir. Generally, in most of the Agile projects, we use report side. So you can see burn down chart, burn up chart, sprint report, velocity chart and all. Most widely used reports in Agile projects are burn down chart, burn up chart, sprint report, velocity chart. So these 4 reports by default, JIRA will create. If your team is not happy with these default reports, you can create your own report in the name of dashboard. So dashboard is for customized report according to how you want. Here 4 reports are given. What are the reports, sir? Burn down chart, burn up chart, sprint report, velocity chart. Burn down chart, burn up chart, sprint report, velocity chart. So you can see here, burn down chart, burn up chart, sprint report, velocity chart. So the purpose of burn down chart is to track how much work is remaining in the project, how much work is remaining in a sprint when compared to plan, as per plan. So when compared to plan, sir, to track how much remaining, how much work remaining in a sprint when compared to a plan. So ideally we have a plan. Day 1, these many points work we complete. Day 2, these many points work we complete. Like that we create an ideal plan. So how many points work is remaining as per the plan, that we can see in burn down chart. It's automatic created report. You need not to do anything. Just open the burn down chart. See this. Can you see this color line? You can see this. What is this 40? Sir, this sprint you planned with 38 points velocity. How many points velocity? 38. This 38 is sum of 3 story points. If you remember, sir, if you remember in back to project, in backlog, if you remember, currently I am in PM sprint 1. My project is in PM sprint 1. How many story points work is planned, sir? 16 plus 22. 16 plus in sprint 1. So these many points work is planned. 22 plus 13 plus 3. How much it is? 38. So what is the sprint 1 velocity? 38. So this 38 you can see in under report section under burn down chart. Under report section, under burn down chart, you can see 38. Ideally, this 38 points work should go to 0 by February 25, because February 25 is the sprint last day. So when we start the sprint, how many points work is remaining? 38. When we close the sprint, how many points work should be remaining? 0. That this is the ideal burn down line. This is your plan. So this plan is like this. I want to learn manual testing plus Selenium plus JIRA plus SQL plus Agile, everything in 1 month, and I want job offer letter in 31 days. That is a plan. Now we see actual. So actually, how much work is completed? So this is your storyboard. So how many stories are completed? Based on that, we will see how many story points work is completed. Okay, sir. So let us see here. So this will automatically reflect there. So like now, if you move this also, just PM5 is completed. 1 story is completed. Can you see this? 1 story is PM5 completed. PM1 is in progress. Example. PM10 is not started. Right. Now you can see under report section, burn down chart. Sir, see this red color line. What is this red color line, sir? Actual progress. What is this gray color, this line? Ideal plan. What is this red color line? Actual progress. So out of 38, this reduced to how much, sir? 15. So out of 38, this reduced to, out of 38, this reduced to 15. Why? 1 story is completed. Why? 1 story is completed. So PM5 is completed. So PM5 story points work is burned down. That's why it is reduced. Now tell me, as per ideal plan, so what is the today date? February 12. So as per today plan, how many points ideally should be remaining? 38 points. Today only we started. Today only we started the sprint. 38 points remaining. But actually, how many points are remaining? 15. 15 or 16. Right? So, actual progress is more than the plan. Actual progress is more than the plan. So, we call this situation, this sprint, we are ahead of the schedule. This sprint, we are ahead of the schedule. Means we have more progress than plan. Sometimes you may see this red color line is above this color line. This red color line is above the ideal. This red color line is above the plan. What that indicates? We are behind the schedule. We are behind the schedule. Every day your team can see whether you are ahead of the schedule or behind the schedule or on track. Right? If both the lines are on the same, then it is called sprint is on track. Red color line is above the plan, sprint is behind schedule. If this is below the red color line is below like this, it is sprint is ahead of the schedule. Team members need not to see this report every day, but Scrum Master at least every day, 10-15 minutes, Scrum Master will only see about this report, what my team is doing like this.
Sir, if it is.
End of the day, Scrum Master is responsible. I mean, team is responsible as per books, but in realistic, Scrum Master has to give explanation why we are not achieved this. So burn down chart is a progress indicator in the sprint. So we can see what is the ideal plan versus actual progress. So work remaining in a sprint is visible in burn down chart. This is visible in storyboard also. This is visualization, that is number. Here also, in storyboard also you can see this, sir. In storyboard also you can see how many stories are pending and all. Even here itself in backlog you can see. Sir, in backlog, can you see how many points were completed? Green color. 22. How many are in progress? How many are in to do? Here also you can see this graphical representation, a chart format. You can see under the report section. here you can see burn down chart. Sir, can you see this? Right? So what is the, now you read the definition of burn down chart. So burn down chart is a report used in agile projects which indicates status of the sprint, progress of the work, or work remaining, you can understand. What is the definition of burn down chart? Track the total work remaining and project likelihood of achieving the goal of the sprint. So that, like, you know, if red color line is above the plan, we sit with product owner. Sir, product owner, our team is not progressing due to dependency, due to impediment, due to blocker, due to overestimation or less estimation, or due to just now the team engaged with some other work. So we may not complete the sprint as per the schedule. So some of the story cards, please move it to next sprint, or you decide which stories, like, no, you are planning to move it to next sprint. So we can better communicate with product owner, business team, client team on the progress of the sprint much early in the sprint rather than telling end of the sprint. Or within the team, we can take corrective decisions. So that's why you have the burn down chart, sir. So hope you understand. This is the burn down chart definition. How to access burn down chart in JIRA tool. So under report section, you can
Sir,
click.
we can track the burn down chart for multiple sprints also.
If you want to see burn down chart for multiple sprints.
Yes.
So current sprint burn down chart you can see here, sir. So
Yeah.
why you want old sprint burn down chart?
If you want to,
Yeah, if you want, you can see that. Why I am not able, I'll show you. His question is, he wants to see burn down chart, like, you know, of burn down chart of old sprint. Ideally, that is not realistic because its old sprint is completed, but still, to answer his question, go to burn down chart. Sir, can you see sprint one as a drop down? So see, currently I am able to see only one sprint because only one sprint in that project. If you have more than one sprint, you can see in the drop down list. Sir, you can see in the drop down list, you can select simply. Sir, this sprint one is not a static text. It's a drop down. It contains sprint 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which is sprint burn down chart you want? Select that.
Sir, instead of the story points, can we update it with hours or anything?
Yes, yes. The options are there, but those are not actually correct options, sir. Story points you can see, hours you can see, like this you can, hours is nothing but original time estimate. Like this you can see, but that is not the correct. Issue count also you can see. Hours you can see, hours is nothing but original time estimate. This is hours only. Okay, but the correct way is story points, sir. In agile project, story work will be estimated with story points is the right method. Hours are not the right method.
Hey, hi.
Yes, sir. Please tell me. Sir, you are in mute. Please tell me.
sir, if you want to see multiple sprints, sir, if different 2-3 teams working on a single project, so we have to track the all team sprints, how the work is going on. Then how we can track it in burn down charts? Or we have to select separately sprint wise and we have to check it.
So sprint wise only how to select.
Okay.
Right, sir. So one more report is there, burn up chart. This is also status report in agile project. In agile project, minimum 4 charts gives useful information, sir. Burn down chart, burn up chart, sprint report, velocity chart. Burn down chart, burn up chart, sprint report, velocity chart. So burn up chart means, sir, in burn up chart also it's a progress indicator. Only here, how many points work remaining is burn down chart focus. Here, how many points we completed versus changes happened in the sprint means, for example, this is little important, please observe. Sir, you are in, just I select this project, property management project, go to backlog. Sir, if you look at initially when we planned the sprint, how much is the velocity? 22 plus 13 plus 3. Now 38. Now I added one story, right? This story also will assign story points. Story points. Let's say this is also little complex story, 22 story points. So, sir, what happened during the middle of the sprint? Some new work is added. 22 points work is added. Okay. New changes are called scope changes during the middle of the sprint. Scope creep during the middle of the sprint. Scope changes during the middle of the sprint. So these scope changes are not visible in burn down chart. Burn down chart only display what is the planned work, how many points work is remaining as per the first day plan. It won't display scope changes happened during the middle of the sprint. But practically what may happen, team members might be working in the new change. Let's say team is working on the new change. But burn down chart will not show any progress because burn down chart will not display the change. See, we have initially, let's say you are given with 3 biryani packets. So burn down chart is showing 3 biryani packets are given on morning. By evening it has to be completed is the plan. Now afternoon, how many biryani packets completed it will show. How much is remaining it will show. But now 2 more biryani packets added to you. Right? Burn down, according to burn down chart, it will you are already eating the newly added biryani also, but if it will not display, it show to the team saying that this guy is not eating any biryani. Because you are eating the newly added packets. So old packets progress is not there. That is a defect in the burn down chart. But still, this is a simple report which is useful in sprint level. Burn down chart is widely used in the industry. Coming to release level and project level, burn down chart will not show huge information. So at a project level or 2 months release level kind of thing. So generally we go with burn up chart. So burn up chart indicates, if you open the burn up chart, it indicates, see this, can you see this red color line? What is this red color line? Scope change increased from 38 plus 22. So mainly burn up chart is used to display scope changes, impact of the scope changes on the plan. Impact of scope changes on the plan. So this color line, this is a planned burn up line. This green color line is actual progress. This red color line is
Remaining work.
Scope changes. That is not remaining. This is the scope changes. This dotted line is like remaining. So this is the scope changes. This scope changes are scope earlier 38. Now it is increased to 38 plus 22. Right, sir? So burn up chart purpose is different, sir. So burn up chart purpose is, burn up chart provides visual representation of sprints completed work, compare it with its total scope. So this is to track your team's progress towards sprint completion and identify problems related to scope changes. So mainly fundamental difference between burn down chart and burn up chart. Burn down chart only focus on work remaining in a sprint. Burn up chart focus on scope changes and its impact on its impact to complete the work. So scope changes are not evident in burn down chart. Scope changes are not visible in burn down chart. Scope changes are visible in burn up chart. Right, sir? So this is the burn up chart purpose. One more purpose is sprint report. Third report. Sir, at least you remember under report section. Okay. See, in your project menu, roadmap, backlog, active sprint, under report section. So what are the reports you have? Burn down chart, burn up chart, velocity report, sprint report. So burn down and burn up chart. Burn down chart is how much work is remaining in a sprint. Burn up chart is scope changes and its impact. Sprint report is interesting. Sprint report is, sir, open sprint report, everyone. Open sprint report. So what are the reports in JIRA tool? By default, 4 reports are burn down, burn up, sprint, velocity. At least you remember these reports. Dashboard level may not be required. I'll show you dashboard also. Sir, you open sprint report. So can anyone tell what is the use of the sprint report? So sir, can you see star mark in sprint report? You may not see because you have not added any new work in the middle of the sprint. If you add any new story card, you can see star mark. Can you see the star mark? So in a sprint, which story added after the sprint planning? If you want to see which story added after the sprint planning, this is the only place you can see. You can see, oh, this is the only place. See, day 1 sprint planning meeting happened 9 to 11 morning. 3 story cards decided. 12 o'clock 4th is added. Once after starting of the sprint, the any work added after starting of the sprint, that is only evident in sprint report.
Sir, defaultly it will take JIRA?
Defaultly, sir. Yes.
Okay.
You need not do anything. Just to see this and understand. Sir, this is, see, issues. See, can you see star mark convention here? Read this. Issues added to sprint after the start time, where you can see sprint report. So in that sprint, how many completed, how many in progress, how many added? In a sprint, how many completed now, how many in progress now, how many added, where you can see sprint report. So hope you understand purpose of sprint report. This is the only place you can see how much work is added after starting of the sprint. The details of the work, which story added. Okay, sir.
Sir, story points minus 22 means
Completed.
completed.
Yeah. Completed means done. Done means minus 22.
Okay.
22 points were completed, sir. So they are showing minus 22. Sir, there is one more report called velocity chart. Velocity chart purpose is, okay, velocity chart, you can't see that because it's a new project. I'll show you another project. So where you can see all these reports, sir? Report section. So burn down chart, burn up chart, sprint report, velocity chart. Sir, you can see here velocity chart, but unfortunately the work is 0, 0. That's why it is not showing this work. Any other project? Report section. Sir, hope you understand purpose of report section. You will see like this velocity chart.
Ramana sir, I'm a bit confused between burn up chat and sprint report.
See, sprint report, which story added, that story details will be there. In burn down chart, okay, just what is the work remaining. In burn up chart also work added will be there. How many points work added, but which work is added, it is not mentioned there. Sir, which story added? You can't see it in any other report. Which story added? Sprint report purpose is how many stories completed, how many stories in progress, how many stories added. Those details. These are very big topics, sir. Burn down chart, burn up chart, I'll explain 2 to 3 days for Scrum Master students. Very, very big topics. I'm trying to minimize because the purpose of the class is not burn up chart. Purpose of the class is JIRA tool. So I wanted to show you where is the burn up chart in JIRA tool. If you ask me what is burn up chart, I need 2 hours only for burn up chart. So velocity chart, I can't show you velocity chart, but it display like this. It display like this means I'll draw one velocity chart. It display like this. Sprint 1. How many points work you planned in sprint 1? Ideally, in sprint 1, for example, in sprint 1, we planned, for example, let's say 38 points work, but we completed only 25 points work. What is the planned velocity? 38. How many we got? Actual 25. Sprint 2. Sprint 2, again we planned some 42 points work and we completed this time all 42. So tell me which is, so you can compare between the sprints. So trend report, velocity trend report. Sprint 1 what happened, sprint 2 what happened, is it progress or declining? Okay, so sprint wise velocity trend comparison with your team only. Your team work with your team. Previous sprint, sprint 1 what happened, sprint 2 what happened, sprint 3 what happened, sprint 4 what happened. So we compare trend. It's a velocity trend report. Means sprint 1 how many points work we planned versus completed. Sprint 2 planned versus completed. So, so if the graph is very fluctuating, one sprint team is doing 100 points, second sprint team is doing 30 points. What this indicates? See, first sprint team, see, first 3-4 sprints, there could be fluctuation. Yet, after some time, after 3-4 months time, every project should come to some stability. If that is not coming in the project, there is a serious issue with the team, or process, or people, or something. So being a Scrum Master, we need to investigate why velocity is fluctuating. So this automatically will be displayed in the JIRA tool. You can't see because it's a first sprint only. So what are the reports, sir? So Bandavan, so tell me few reports in your certification question maybe. Tell me few reports in JIRA tool. So tell me few reports in JIRA tool. Burn down chart, burn up chart,
Sprint report,
velocity report, sprint report, velocity report. Sir, in addition to this, for example, you don't want to give simple data to your client. Your client is expecting weekly status in a dashboard, testing summary in a dashboard, defect summary in a dashboard, metrics, some kind of a data your client is expecting. So then go to dashboard. Can you see dashboard option? Go to dashboard, create dashboard. This is to create a better report. Here, these are the default reports. To create a better report, So create a dashboard, project weekly status report. Generally, this dashboard feature is used by project manager, scrum master, team lead, dev manager, these kind of people, test manager, test leads. Right, sir. So in the dashboard, how to understand the dashboard? Dashboard is nothing but a report, sir. Report in Excel. So in dashboard, they have given gadget. Can you see gadget word? So gadget means already default gadgets JIRA has created. Can you see 40 gadgets are created? So use it, like you need not to customize the dashboard. Just use it however you want. So activity stream is one gadget. Assign it to me. Average age, average time status, created versus resolved, filter results, introduction, issue statistics. See, you need not understand everything, sir. So few gadgets are created. In dashboard, the data will be represented in the form of gadgets. What is the word you have to remember? Gadget. So can I start? See, how you want your dashboard? That is, first you have to come up with a structure. First you discuss with, let's say, you are a project manager. You discuss with your client manager. Ask what kind of information client is expecting every week in the status report. First you need to get the data manual. I mean, first you need to understand that structure. Okay, so your client told, I want in every weekly report, I want number one, how many defects are remaining, how many defects are open. I want that information. Okay, so for that, can you see there is a gadget defects. There is a gadget which shows created versus resolved. Can you see created versus resolved? Can you see created versus resolved, sir? See, to create this dashboard, you have to become either dev manager, test manager, project manager, scrum master. Till that time, this feature is not required. Add the gadget. Sir, you want to show every day how many new defects are created, how many defects are closed. Every day, how many new defects are created, every new defects are closed. So here, select your project, property management. So select a daily option, just select any option. See this, sir. This is how you get report. Sir, this red color you can see. So suddenly, how many are created on this day? February 12th, how many created?
27.
27.
So before that, like no, so 0, nothing is created. Today only, because we created today only. Whatever we created, everything I created today only. Sir, how this information is useful? Daily, how many new defects created versus closed? For example, so sir, dashboard creation is first you need to understand how your client is expecting that status report. According to that, we can customize these things. For example, so client want in the status report, days remaining in the sprint. Add, just add. So which project in PM? How many days remaining? Why? Today only we created the sprint. 2 weeks sprint it is. If you want to customize the layout, you can copy paste like this. Or you can choose layout how you want. So you want in 1 liner, 2 liner, 3 liner, like that you can create, customize the dashboard. So 3, I want to show you 3 reports. So what else? Like no client want one pie chart to see how many defects are high severity or high priority kind of thing. Select a pie chart. In the pie chart, priority wise, you can create a dashboard with a priority, with the severity like that. See, total 27 are created. Out of it, how many are medium priority? How many are three highest priority? 3. So 88% work is medium priority.
So can we add two projects at the same time in one pie chart? Like my client is running two projects for me.
You want to add two projects at same time.
Yeah, in a single because my client has given me two projects, so he's just looking for the
He is
issues.
one project manager. His client has given him two projects, right? What he has to do? What he has to do? Hope you understand his question. Sir, question I repeat. He's working as a project manager or scrum master for two projects for one client. So client is not having patience to see report project by project. Two projects data he want to see in one report. For that, what he has to do? Go to filter, advanced issue search. Here, project in. So which project you are working, sir? Banking,
Property management.
project, banking, e-commerce. So e-commerce. So two projects or three projects you want?
Anything means like multiple project report
Right.
to
You are
report
working on
dashboard.
So he's working on three projects: banking, e-commerce, property management, and so what data you want, sir? You want defects data, test cases data, story code data, task data, tickets data. What data you want?
Defects.
Okay, you want defects data, issue type equal to bug. Right. So let's see first. How many are there? 11 defects. These 11 defects are from different projects. Can you see? First defect is PM27. Second defect is EC50. So this is from different projects. Save as. What is your name, sir?
GK can we use?
Data for GK. Now you go to dashboard. Now you go to dashboard, or you create a new dashboard or project weekly status report. So what I have to do, sir? Add gadget, edit the dashboard, add gadget. We create a new dashboard. Right, sir. So you want data from multiple projects, right? Sir, what is the filter?
Data
for GK,
GK.
filter we created.
Data for GK.
So
okay.
On what basis you want priority?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
so now this is the data which you are expecting. And so this data is having 90% and like this. See, this dashboard is created with multiple projects data. Only how to create, edit the filter, configure. Here you use the filter. The filter may be the filter contains data from n number of projects. One project, two project, three project. So this is the configure, sir. If you want to edit the filter, edit the gadget, what you have to do? Configure, save.
Okay.
Right, sir? Like this, here there are so many options given, sir. Just you need to work on add gadget. So which is useful to you? Just you can play with it. Which is useful to you? You can play with it. So test execution report. This is how many test cases you created. So this to create test summary report, weekly status report, monthly status report, release status report. So any status report, any project level report, any defect summary, test summary, project metrics, all these things are created using the dashboard feature. So to create dashboard feature, what are the options given, sir? Here, gadgets. What are the options given? Gadgets. In Azure DevOps, they call it as a widget. Concept is same. Any dashboard concept is same. Right, sir? So this is the dashboard feature. So dashboard, what is the purpose of the dashboard? Reports. Okay, here also you have the reports. These reports are, standard reports. But you want to customize a report. Customized report you can create using the dashboard. in real time, project managers, delivery managers, dev manager, test managers create weekly summary report, test summary report, monthly report, yearly report, quarterly reports, all these things. JIRA dashboard feature is very useful. Sir, JIRA tool in US widely used in government organizations. So how many people paid electricity bill? They create a dashboard in JIRA. So government organizations adopted agile process. Government organizations adopted JIRA kind of a tool. Right, sir. So this is about report section, sir. Hope you understand reports and dashboard. Both we discussed. What are the reports in JIRA tool, sir? Burn down chart, burn up chart, velocity, sprint. Sir, if you don't know what is burn down, what is burn up, what is velocity, what is sprint, that is actually agile topics. How those reports can be in JIRA tool is only my syllabus here. So, okay, upload in YouTube. So import we discuss, then we'll go to exam. So what is the import option, sir? Bulk import of Excel data to JIRA tool. So to import, click on create. Everyone click on create. We'll practice. Sir, click on create issue. Can you see import issues button here? Everyone click on that.
In the top right corner, right? Yeah.
Yes. Import issues button. Right. Sir, import issues process is 4 steps. Import issues process is 4 steps. Import issues process is 4 steps. Right, sir. In import issues button. So, sir, what is the process of import? Setup, settings, map fields, map values. No one will ask this question. No need to remember. Right. So setup, create a file. But if condition, read this condition. To import issues in bulk, you need to provide the data in a CSV file format. To import issues in bulk, you need to provide the data in CSV file format. So first we create the data set. Everyone open a Excel. Everyone open simple Excel. Create a simple Excel, sir. I want to import story cards. Just a story ID, story description. First create 2 columns. Story ID, story description. Just story 1. Like this, you create 100 story cards. Like story A, story 1, or story ABC 1. Just you create some data, sir, some dummy data to import. Import is nothing but importing the data from local to server. Just drag it, copy it some 200, 250 like that. Create some dummy data, sir. Anything is fine. Sir, create some dummy data, sir. Okay, hope you created data. Just 2 columns. First we do simple import. Later we can add more columns import. Process is same. Hope you created dummy data. Excel. Now change Excel to CSV file. How to change Excel to CSV file? File. Sir, it's Excel file, right? Sir, what is the file type? Excel. Excel, how to change it to CSV file? Save as, browse, save as, browse. Can you see instead of Excel workbook, change it to CSV, only CSV, comma delimited. CSV in brackets, comma delimited. Comma delimited. CSV. Save it in your desktop or some folder, which you know. Sir, change Excel file to CSV file. So create some dummy data, a sheet with 100 story cards or 20 story cards or at least 10 story cards. Ready, sir, online? Ready for import?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes.
So now the file is ready, right? File is ready. So click on choose file. Click on choose file. Exam. Exam. So just select the sheet. Sheet must be in CSV. Just Excel, save as CSV. Select that sheet here. First step, select the sheet which you want to import. The sheet should be in CSV. Sir, please practice simultaneously. Select the sheet which is in CSV.
Done, sir.
File, Excel, open the Excel. File, save as. File, save as, select the place. Change, save as type. Can you see save as type? Can you see save as type? Earlier it should be Excel. You change it to CSV. That's it. File, save as type, change from Excel to CSV. Sir, hope you selected. File is added, everyone. Any difficulty, please let me know only. File is added. Okay. Sir, you need not to select any option. Just click on next button. So here you are in now settings page. In settings page, select your project. To which project you want to import? Select the project, only project. Remaining fields you need not to give value. Select only project. Sir, select only project. Sir, can you select only project? Remaining file encoding, please don't do anything. Delimiter, no need to do anything. Date format, please don't touch. Only project. So you given in setup action, you given sheet, CSV sheet. In settings, what we have to give? Only project name you select. Give the sheet name, step 1. Select the project name, step 2. Next. Right, sir. So, first interesting point here. Can you see next button disabled?
Yes, sir.
Can you see next button disabled? Means you can't start import. If it is enabled, then only you can import. To enable that, left side CSV field means left side columns in the sheet. Right side, which field you want to import in JIRA? See, what is the action? What is the activity we are doing, sir? You have data in Excel sheet or CSV sheet. You want to import into JIRA. In Excel, these are called columns. In JIRA, those are called fields. Field 1, field 2. Right? So Excel sheet or CSV sheet, JIRA tool can't communicate because they don't have any language to communicate. Right? So do you think CSV and JIRA can speak? Can chart?
No, no.
No. So no chart, no meeting, no speaking. So we have to tell those two, we have to connect these two. How to connect these two? We have to tell. Okay. So how to tell this? In the JIRA field, story description. Can you see story description?
Yeah.
You map story description with which field you will map? You map story description with description. Right side under JIRA field, you map it to description. Surprisingly, import is not started. Means still they are not able to understand. So to enable the import, now story ID or any field from left side, any field from left side, you map it with summary. Any field from left side, you map it with summary. We'll see errors. Sir, first start button has to be, next button has to be enabled, right? So sir, the rule they mentioned, any field in left side, CSV field or Excel fields, Excel columns, it should be mapped to summary field in at least summary field. See, sir, you can do 10 columns mapping, 20 columns mapping, 30 columns mapping, but to start import, at least one column mapping is important. Sir, for example, you want to trace your friend, at least mobile number, later WhatsApp number, later email ID, later Skype ID, later Zoom ID, at least mobile number, or at least address, at least email ID, at least Facebook ID, minimum one is required, right? Then only you can start communicating. Here also, to start import at least one ID.
Okay.
What is that rule? Minimum summary. You can do 2 columns mapping, 3 columns mapping, 5 columns mapping, 100 columns mapping also later. But to start import, at least one column has to be mapped. What is that? Summary. What is that? Summary. So summary, then can you say next button enabled? So we are proceeding with import now. Wait, sir, all your doubts, hold on. Begin import. Sir, import started. Import started.
Okay.
But this is just a 2 columns import. 2 columns only I am importing. First, let us observe. So I'll repeat 2-3 times. Let us observe first. Then you can practice. Then only your doubts clarification. First observe, just 2 columns in the sheet I imported, but this sheet contains how many entities?
Sir, it is showing like issue cannot be created due to
Wait,
the.
sir, wait. All your queries, hold on. Just observe.
No, it is showing it successfully done.
It's successful, then good. I'll repeat. First, wait, I'll repeat. Sir, 3 times I'll repeat. First time I'm doing. 2 more times I'll teach. Then you practice. See, it is taking some time. Why it is taking some time? Because I'm importing more than 200 elements. More than 200 stories at a time I'm importing. That's why it is taking 1 minute time.
Sir, even projects also we can import?
Yes, sir. Projects also you can import.
Okay.
So 0 projects, because I have not imported any project. Issues, how many are imported? 250. More than 250 I have, but there is a limit 250 they mentioned in trial version. So how many imported? 250. So how to know whether these are imported or not? And one more thing, save configuration file so that you need not to do selection every time manually. And check created issues. Sir, all these are just now created. All these are just now created. How I know? This is the only data I have given, right? Story 250. Can you see my Excel sheet data? Story 250 like this. Story ABC. It is a description. Open the story 250. What is there in description? Story ABC 250. What is the history? When it is created 1 minute ago. Hope you agree. Bulk import is successful. Can we do one more time? Right. So click on create button. Click on create button. Click on create button. What we have to do, sir? What we have to do? Import issues. Click on import issues. So first you should have data, right? So open the CSV file. This time I'm changing data ABC to, for example, I'm changing to GK1, GK2. Just for your recognition, sir. Or India 1, India 2. Just I'm preparing the data, sir. Anyway, 250 only I can import. I'm preparing the data. Right. Save it. Sir, start import. Second time you are starting. We are going to start the import second time. Where is zero? Sir, second time I'm starting import. Choose file. Choose file. So JIRA sheet for import I saved here. It should, the rule is CSV file. It's an interview question. Recently, previous Scrum Master student, they asked one question. Which file we can import? CSV file. You can't import Excel file. Next button. So to which project you want to import, sir? So first step 1, select sheet. Step 2, select project. No queries, right? This is clear. You need not to add these fields here. Click on next button. Okay. So now next button is disabled. I think, hope you have some queries here, right? So tell me queries in this space. Sir, to start import, either it is a simple import, 10 fields import, 20 fields import, 100 fields import, minimum summary field has to be mapped. So can you map summary field, sir? So can you see right side under JIRA field, summary field? Right side under JIRA fields, summary field. So select summary field. Select summary field. So I wanted to map story description with the description. Sir, you can map any field in left to any field in right. Left side we call column, right side field. Any column in left to any field. So because JIRA don't know, whatever you map, that will be updated. That will be imported. Field value. Sir, map field value when it is required. You are asking this question only?
Yes, sir. If we check one and if we leave the other one, then the other one will not get imported, sir.
Sir, map field value is required. I'll tell you the example. For example, you are importing assigned2. Assigned2 is a person name, right? Assigned2 is a email ID you have to import, right? For example, you are importing assigned2. The value you have given assigned2 email ID, like, see, when you are importing assigned2 is a value, right, sir? Yes, see, summary is different, description is different, assigned2 is different. Assigned2 is a email ID. The email ID which you have given Excel sheet, as it is email ID should exist in JIRA tool. For example, in Excel sheet you have given QT Ramana. In JIRA it is qtramana@gmail.com. Then your import will fail because JIRA can't understand QT Ramana is different for JIRA, QT Ramana@gmail.com is different. Then if you select map field value, you can map those values. That is why this is required. So first ignore this, for time being ignore this, sir. Next. Begin import. Then now ask your queries. But import successful or not? 0 projects and read the line. Okay. Sir, second time my import is successful, 250 issues. Yeah, online, what are the queries you are having with import?
Nothing, sir, from my end. It's done successfully. Second time also.
Right. Right, sir. Any admin level knowledge which I'm having, I'll share in a YouTube video. Okay. Wait. JIRA workshop completed, but JIRA workshop follow-up I'll conduct. Doubts clarification, because it's a tool. Agile is a theory. It's a tool. So 2-3 work practical sessions I'll conduct, maybe 1 hour or half an hour, where I clarify your doubts. So mostly I'll conduct next Saturday, Sunday, or weekday also, just 1 half an hour. People can connect who has doubts. You can clarify your doubts.